Hey guys, Omaha here. Welcome to my Ultimate Guide series for Marvel Rivals, where I'm going to break down every single character from beginner to advanced, whether you're learning to play the character or you're learning to counter the character. I'm going to have everything from raw damage numbers from netcase games themselves, to who's a good teammate for that character, to who's a good counter pick to that character. Break down every single ability with the damage values and everything, and then I'm going to give you tips and tricks woven into the video. Timestamps are down below, of course, for every video. So if you want to skip around, but you might miss some of the advanced tricks for each ability, it's there if you want it. So the playstyle with Bucky is going to be, you're going to be hanging in the front line kind of by the tanks, looking to get a Bionic Hook or reel in the enemy tank, so you guys can capitalize on that and kill the tank really quickly. He's really good at bullying all the tanks, basically. And he's also a really good counter diver, so you want to be able to protect your healers against like Spider-Man, against Psylocke, against Venom, pretty much anybody who's a diver in this game. And you basically want to use his passive ability, which reloads your pistol after every ability. So you want to shoot 3 bullets, use an ability, shoot 3 bullets, use an ability, shoot 3 bullets, use an ability, and keep that on a cycle. So you're always just outputting insane damage. Let's talk about his melee, because every character has melee. This is just going to do straight up 30 damage no matter what. Whether you hit him in the front, the back, the head, the junk, anywhere is 30 damage. So the first thing we're going to talk about is his primary fire. It's Roterstern handgun, or blaster is what they call it in game. This is going to deal 70 damage to the body, and critical damage in this game is double, so it's going to deal 140 damage to the head within 20 meters. So this is 20 meters right here. That's about the range where you're going to do your maximum damage. The damage fall off begins at 20 meters and it goes out all the way till 40 meters, which is right, sorry, I'm playing on both at the same time, right there. And at that point, you're going to deal 65% damage total. So at this range, it's 45.5 damage to the body, which is a 6-shot kill, or 90 damage to the head, which is a 3-shot kill. So you're always going to do at least 45.5 damage with the Roterstern, or 90 to the head minimum. Now, another mechanic with this handgun, which is actually his passive ability called Ceaseless Charge, it's going to automatically reload every single time you use an ability. So say you shoot 3 times, you use his dash or his E, you're going to have that again. Dash, you have 3 shots again. Grapple hook, you got 3 shots again. Even the ult, you pop the ult, you got 3 shots. And you continue it on, you're reloaded again. And again. And again. So you also get bonus health from that. Every time you use an ability, you get bonus health. We're going to go over that with each ability, how much you exactly get, but that is the gist of his revolver. So another thing with his revolver that we need to go over is that it does splash damage to enemies behind, and this is still going to deal 70 damage, the same as a regular body shot. So if you hit here, it's going to damage all of these guys. It's got a range of 5 meters. And it's actually got a really unique kind of cone shape to it. So I'll show you guys that. But yeah, you're going to be able to deal splash damage to multiple enemies within 5 meters. So that's the distance between this line and that line. So you'll be able to see here, it's actually kind of forgiving on the splash. You can actually kill somebody at that kind of angle. It's a cone shape. So here, still deals damage. And then even something like this. This is how, see how far the spread out they are? They're still within 5 meters and it's still kind of a cone shape. You're still able to damage all of them right there at that range. So yeah, you can rack up multi-kills with this thing. It's not too difficult. And then of course the damage fall off is also going to apply to the 40 meters with the AoE. So yeah, it's still going to take you 6 shots to kill everybody out there, but this damage is going to really add up. Next, let's go over his passive in a little more detail. So like I said before, it's going to reload your pistol every time you use one of these abilities, but then it's also going to give you temporary HP. And this is going to stack all the way up to 400 HP capped. And each time you use one of your abilities, it's going to give you that temporary HP for 3 seconds. Unless you activate it again, then it'll refresh the 3 seconds. So see, I have 280, 2, 3, it starts to go down. If I use my Bionic Hook, then I use my shift. That's 3, 2, 1, it starts to go down, but I can use another one and refresh the 3 seconds. I can pop my ult. It's going to reset it again for another 3 seconds. And of course, if I keep getting kills with my ult, it's going to keep me going up. So there's 300, 400. It's just going to keep giving you bonus HP again and again and again. So I should have those exact values on the screen, but your Bionic Hook's going to give you 30. Your Tainted Charge or Voltage is going to give you 30. Your Trooper's Fist will give you 50, and your ult will also give you 50. And again, you cap out at 400. Okay, next up we have his Bionic Hook, which has an 8-second cooldown, whether you hit somebody with it or not. And you can charge it anywhere from half a second up to 4 seconds. So if I charge it up for 4 seconds, it's just going to vanish and you're not going to use it. So always try to get somebody with it. And again, this will reload your pistol and give you 30 bonus HP. But at half a second, which is if you literally just tap it, you have a range of 10 meters, which is right where Loki's standing now. So there's your 10 meters. And it's going to deal 15 damage. Regardless of the range, regardless how long you hold it, it does 15 damage to the person you initially hook. Then fully charged, it's going to go up to 20 meters, which is where Loki is now. And again, 15 damage, 30 bonus HP. Now, just like Bucky's other abilities, this kind of does group damage in a cone. And you can pull in as many people are in the cone. This cone has a little bit less range than the Roterstern pistol does, though. It's 4.5 meters. So it's probably like to right here, kind of in that general area. And the people that you actually grapple as a secondary, like the person you don't actually hit, they're going to take 20 damage instead of 15. So it's pretty much the same, but it's 5 more damage, I guess. So the person you initially hit will take 15, everybody else will take 20. And this has a degree, if you really want to get into it, has an 80-degree angle. 90 would be something like that. 80 would probably be a little bit less, maybe like that. So that's kind of the visualization of the cone. It's definitely not exact, but you get the idea. Now, a really good idea with his Bionic Hook is to combine it with your Trooper's Dash, which we're going to go over in that section. But another thing you can do with the Bionic Hook is cancel a lot of ults. So Scarlet Witch is the famous example because, I mean, it's very easy to do. She has a really long wind-up time. You just hit her with that at all, it's over. GG's. It's very, very easy to do because it takes a long time, like I said. She has a giant exclamation point on her, so. Another example of that would be Spider-Man. I have to be careful because I'm using both these at the same time, so I don't want to kill myself. But you pop his... He pops his ult, if I can do that. You can cancel that as well. Like a Spider-Man at 20 meters is not dangerous at all. Then you can just pull him right out of it, save your team. So Spider-Man was a little bit less well-known. I personally haven't done it too many times because I always forget about that one. But Thor's, this is a classic example. Easy to cancel. His is one of the easiest to cancel in the entire game. If you're fast enough to capitalize on Iron Man's, you can actually get him. That's a little harder to do. He's usually going to be trying to snipe people with it, but yeah, it's possible. Another good one to cancel, very important to cancel if you can, if you're fast enough, is Doctor Strange. You got to be quick though. But yeah, that is a battle-deciding ult, so you want to do that if you can. And the only other one that I can think of, I double-checked all of them, that you can actually fully cancel is Black Widow's, but she literally has to be charging it up completely. And it'll be like a little red light on her like that. And then you can totally nullify it. But yeah, other than that, everybody else you can still kind of use it on. Like you can use it on Punisher, but he's still going to be in the ult. Star-Lord is still going to be in the ult. You're just going to pull him towards you. And it's probably not going to be fun. Well, you can still kill him that way, but it's not going to cancel it out. So your next ability is going to be your Trooper's Fist, which is like your dash ability. And keep in mind, this is your longest cooldown. It's going to be 12 seconds, so just be more tactical with this than the other abilities, just keep it in mind. But basically this has 2 instances of damage to it. First is the seize when you dash and grab, and then the second one is the punch up at the end. So the grab is going to be 25 damage, the punch up is 65, totaling 90 damage. And the range to seize somebody or grab them, which does the 25 damage, is 9 meters, so kind of right here. It actually seems to be more like 10, but it says 9, so we're going to go with 9. And then the knockback actually has a range of 4.5 meters in width, 4.5 meters in length, and then 2 meters in height. So if somebody's flying up, you can still hit them. So if I miss, I can still get the punch up for the 65 damage at the end.
Sorry, soldier.
So like his other abilities, this can actually hit multiple targets. So I've got this set up to where I should be able to seize both of these Lokis and then punch up the last one only without actually seizing him. So there you go. I did 90 damage to both of these, and then he was already lit. But probably the best tip I have for this is combining it with your Bionic Hook to where you reel them in, and once they're on you, you turn around and dash them into your party, your team call, which is gonna just completely obliterate them if your teammates are focused and paying attention and they decide to target him. Really, really good against like a Groot. Really, really good against, I mean, a lot of other tanks. Penny Parker, you can totally just get her out of her minefield area and just... It's kind of hard to hit sometimes. You kind of want to just wait like a half second to make sure he's on you before you actually do the dash. Sometimes it's not going to work. The hitboxes are different for everybody, so Yeah, you just play around with it and you'll get it down. It seems to be a lot easier actually on the tanks than it does on Loki. But if you just grab them and then punch them in, you're going to be pushing them back towards their healers. I mean, it's still going to be decent, but odds are they're just going to get healed or protected by some of their teammates. And then another thing I got to tell you, this does not cancel ults like the Bionic Hook does. If you use it on a Scarlet Witch, she's still going to get that ult off. It's not going to stop her. And then another tip I have for this, I'm trying to control both these characters at the same time, is this will actually hit Doctor Strange. Because it's melee, it'll hit him through his shield. The same thing goes for Captain America's shield. If he's got a shield up, you can still hit him with that. And then again, your Trooper's Fist is going to give you 50 temporary HP. Your final ability is your Tainted Voltage, which is your E or your R1, I believe, on controller. And this fires out a beam, and it does 55 damage regardless. It pierces through multiple enemies, has unlimited range, and it will always do 55 damage. It also has some special attributes to it, where if there's a flying enemy, it will make them ground. So Iron Man will fall to the ground, but he can just go right back up. Still very, very useful. It'll help your melee characters hit range targets really easily. And then the other effect it has is that it slows the target for 2 seconds, 35% slow. So you'll see here his speed. He slows down a decent amount, 35%, and you can see he picks up the speed again. So 35% slow for 2 seconds. Not bad. It's got a 6-second cooldown, so it's easily your most spammable ability. And then this will give you, again, 30 temporary HP when you use it. So here's a piercing through multiple enemies. I got regular Loki way back in Timbuktu. And you see it does 55 to all three. There's no fall off whatsoever. Probably the best tip I can give you, other than what's pretty obvious, is maybe using it against a Star-Lord ult. You can ground him, maybe kill him while he's in his ult. It can be difficult, but it can be done, definitely. Done it plenty of times. And then grounding Iron Man is very, very useful. You're never going to see Storm in high-ranked gameplay, probably. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you do. You can use it on her too. And then we have his final ability, which is definitely what he's known for. And you've probably seen a fat ton of clips on it. It is this Kraken Impact ultimate. So what this does is you'll hit this, and there's a 5-meter radius where you need to hit people in. It's going to deal 100 HP damage, and then 20% of their health will be cold. I guess that's what they call it. And while that effect is up with the red health bar, if they go below that HP threshold, they instantly die, and it refreshes your ability. So you can just kill him outright like that. You'll see he's there. He's not dead yet. Once he goes down to the red health, he's instantly dead, and it gives your ability again. And you'll hear the signature again. So the range on Bucky's Kraken Impact is actually pretty insane. So I start right there. You can actually hit somebody way out to like 55 meters almost. I think you can actually hit somebody out here, but that's 50 meters right there. So right there was about 53. Another thing that people don't know about this ultimate is, see that red arrow up there? That means they will instantly die if you hit them with the ability again. So I just grabbed my ult. See, he's instantly gonna die if I hit him with that. So it's kind of a little indicator to let you know that they will die if you hit them with the ult. So once you kill somebody with your ult, obviously it gives it to you again. And on the right side of your screen, you'll see it says 8 seconds. You have 8 seconds to get another kill and keep going. So it's not always the wisest thing to instantly go back up. Sometimes maybe you want to wait it out. Maybe the team's dead. But you have 8 seconds every single time. And then the amount of time that they are actually cold like this is 5 seconds total. So you wait out the 5 seconds. If they're able to survive the 5 seconds, well, you're not going to get it again. Also, keep in mind, you do not have to be the one to finish off the enemy. If your team, at this point when they're cold, kills them and you don't do a single point of damage, that's going to reset your ability still. You're still going to be able to ult. So I've had it happen before, you know, where I use this, they're cold or whatever. Mantis hits me with a stun, which is really annoying. That my team finishes them off, I'll still get my ult back. I come out of the sleep, and then I can just keep going. And again, like all of his abilities, like I said, it's AoE, it's able to damage multiple targets, and this kind of ties into one of the advanced tips I was going to give you guys, is that this works on Loki clones as well, which is kind of ridiculous. So Loki is kind of a blessing, but yeah, you can refresh it with his clones, which is insane. So I'll show that to you guys again, because I didn't really show it one by one, but the real Loki's in the middle. There, just kill the clone. Another clone, and then yeah, you can finish off Loki. It's pretty disgusting. It is very fun versing Lokis because of that reason. Another tip I have for Bucky's ult is it's gonna reset on every stage Hulk has. So if you get him in his ult, that's gonna refresh right there. If Hulk's in his normal Hulk mode form, and you hit him with an ult, that's going to refresh as well. And then you can immediately follow that up with another one on Bruce Banner to refresh it again. And then another person you really want to see when you're using Bucky's ult is this guy right here, Adam Warlock. If he pops his ult, which sometimes people are kind of dumb enough to do because you're wiping out their whole team with your ult, they're all going to come back with half HP. And if you can get access to them before they get healed, it's not going to be fun for them. They're going to die. Now, he can obviously soul bond, and he can heal right off the rip as soon as they come back. So it kind of depends who's faster than who, but more often than not, I've been able to get, like, the rest of them. So, yeah. It can be good or bad. His soul bond does counter your ult kind of hard other than that, though. As far as other tips go with the Kraken Impact, there are some people you generally want to avoid using this ult on unless they're already grouped up with somebody else that you can kill pretty reliably and easily. Some of those people are Doctor Strange. Because of his shield, it will completely block the effect on him unless you hit him from behind. Magneto is the same thing. Namor will just go up into his bubble and completely negate the effect. So if I hit Namor with this, he can just instantly go up in that, and there goes the culling. It's already gone. Doesn't matter what else you do. You can still kill him probably, but there goes your ult unless you hit somebody else next to him and kill them. But yeah, you're not going to be able to finish it off on a good Namor. Unless, like I said before, he's already lit enough like that, where that's showing up, then obviously, yeah, you can kill him really quick. But a good Namor might be able to get up in the orb if he hears armed and dangerous. So you kind of have to be as quick as possible, catch him off guard maybe. Maybe he doesn't react fast enough. Here's Doctor Strange completely nullifying that, in case you want to actually see that. Captain America's shield will also block this completely. I already said Magneto. Star-Lord is one you generally, at higher levels, want to avoid at all costs ulting, because he's going to dodge that if he knows how to time it well enough, and you're just not going to get any cooling effect on him whatsoever. Again, if there's somebody else in the area of effect, it doesn't matter as much. Luna and Manta's ults both are going to completely shut this down, and you're going to hate life. And then Jeff the Shark, it kind of depends. He's very annoying. If he's at full HP and he goes under, you hit him with this, he's just going to dive under the map, underwater, whatever it's called, and he's going to be healing while he's under there, and he's going to get away. Sometimes you can still get him. I've done it before, but it's not easy, especially on a good Jeff. So just keep that in mind. You want that red marker above his head if you're going to try to get him with it. And actually, it's pretty good at countering Jeff's ult. If you have him damaged enough at the time, you'll be able to save your whole team, which is kind of nice. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else you kind of want to avoid using this on. Characters that can just get away really quickly, like just vanish, can be kind of annoying, but they're still killable. Spider-Man, you just got to be kind of quick with it. Scarlet Witch will go into a little teleport thing, but I mean, that is so easy to follow up on. It's not that big of a deal, and it does not last 5 seconds. You'll definitely be able to get her if you're paying attention. I already said Jeff. Cloak and Dagger will counter this. Cloak has that right click, which makes him disappear, and it makes them untargetable. So watch out for that as well. You're not going to be able to hit them in that. And a lot of people think this ult's really OP. The thing about this ult is it's very, very good at capitalizing on the other team's mistakes. So when you see people pushing in one at a time over and over, that's when you get the Bucky clips on TikTok, because yeah, it's really, really easy to kill one person at a time with this ult. It's even easy to kill 2 people at a time. The best way to counter this ult is to out-heal whoever he is targeting with this. It is the most annoying thing as a Bucky player when you're trying to kill somebody with this ability and you have a Luna Snow just pumping heals into that character. So that is the absolute best way to counter it. Other than that, it's just, you could try to CC him and stun him, but I mean, you can still come back and get it off. If you've already cold them, I mean, you can still finish them off, but the best way is just to simply out-heal it. That is my advice. 100%. Obviously, the Luna and Mantis ults are going to do that just fine. And then, like I said earlier, if you have a Doctor Strange and Magneto, they can block the damage that he's going to be dealing to finish off the Cole, or they can block the Cole effect entirely if they're between him and whoever he's trying to hit. A high-skilled team that's sticking really close to each other is very, very difficult to get kills with this ult on. You have to play it really, really well. You usually want to get them to the point where they're almost dead like this before you even try, because odds are they're coordinated enough to be able to heal whatever you're trying to do. So my advice, if you're versing sweaty teams, is you get like a one person down to like this. You hit them, and if you can, another person. So they're gonna lose the 100 HP. You'll finish one person, which gives it back to you, and then you can immediately like follow up on the second person you hit. So they're gonna lose 200 HP, and then you can finish them usually pretty easily. So that's my advice. You go for one specific person that's usually an easier character to kill if they're grouped up, and then your splash damage with it will hit the other characters, making it easier to follow up. So Bucky's team up is with Rocket Raccoon. Rocket's going to press triangle to throw down this ammo overload, I think it's called. Yeah, ammo overload device. And what that's going to do is give you infinite ammo for your pistol, so you don't have to reload, and it's going to give you 25% faster fire rate. So you're going to just be able to delete tanks like nobody's business. It's actually crazy. And when you're in this and it's down, I highly recommend just sticking with your Roterstern the whole time, because that's going to be the best damage output you can get. You're just going to be deleting people. It's actually pretty nuts. So yeah, that's his only team up so far. Definitely needs a cap team up though. It's kind of sad. Besides the usual Rocket Raccoon team up with Bucky, there's nothing too crazy noteworthy to mention other than one I have specifically on the top of my head, and that is Groot. So a really good trick I found with my brother, because he mains Groot, is if you reel somebody in and then you have Groot immediately place a... I'm trying to do both at the same time, so it's really hard to do. But basically, the gist of it is you reel somebody in, Groot walls behind. That is like a guaranteed kill. They are so cooked, it's not even funny. And especially if you do it on a narrow doorway, yeah, that guy's not surviving that. So that is a really, really good combo. Bucky plays really well with a Groot. Well, actually, another one that's really good is if you have a Penny Parker, you can pull people into her minefield with your Bionic Hook as well. Really anything where you can pull somebody into another ability of another character. I mean, those are like a little bit more niche, but pulling people into like a Moon Knight ult, pulling people into a Psylocke ult, because that lasts a decent amount of time. Things like that. It's kind of niche, not really worth mentioning, but I thought I'd mention it anyway. But mainly that Groot one, and Penny Parker is pretty good too. The Groot one's disgusting. That works so well, and you can do it plenty of times per match. You can do it a lot. It's really good. But in general, Bucky plays pretty well with a lot of people. He plays really well around tanks. You want to be around your tank a lot of the time, pulling people in and then having your team destroy them once they're behind your tank and all that. So that's kind of what he does. He's also really good at countering divers. So like Spider-Man, you can reel him in, and basically you can two-shot Iron Man. Iron Fist is a little more tricky, but you can still two-shot him if you do it fast enough. Basically, the combo is you want to reel in a diver, and then you two-shot him. So favorable matchups for Bucky are going to be all of the Vanguards, minus Captain America, Doctor Strange, and Magneto when they have their shields up. You just play around the shields. Once the shields go down, it's fair game. They're cooked. So yeah, you just gotta ult behind the shields on them. But seriously, once the shields go down, you can bully all the tanks. Venom is probably gonna be the one that's kind of squirmy. He's gonna get away from you here and there, but he's not gonna do a lot to you anyways. So yeah, you're gonna be able to bully all these guys, no problem. Duelists, I mean, you're an anti-dive character, so yeah, you're gonna be clapping Spider-Man for sure. Iron Fist, yeah, you're gonna be destroying him. Black Panther, a good Black Panther, you gotta respect that, but yeah, you're probably gonna be beating him as well, as long as you can keep up with this crazy movement. Scarlet Witch is literally no-brainer, it's easy mode. Psylocke, you can usually beat Psylocke. Namor, you can shut down his turrets, but as for him as a character at long range, he's gonna beat you at longer ranges. You just want to get in close, I guess, and then use your abilities on him. You'll be fine. Squirrel Girl, not really an issue. Star-Lord, you want to watch out for him dodging your ults and your hooks and everything. He'll dodge everything. But yeah, you should be able to deal with him as well. He only has 2 dodges, then you can just destroy him. Storm, everybody destroys Storm. She sucks. Yeah, those are your favorable matchups. Everything else, like Moon Knight, I mean, it's just whatever. It's not really like favorable, I would say, but it's not like a bad matchup either. Kind of just whatever. If I didn't mention him, it's probably just whatever. Iron Man, I haven't versed like a super cracked Iron Man in a while that I can think of. But I usually don't have issues with Iron Man. I can hit him pretty much at any range with my pistol. But then I just hit him with an IE and put him on the ground, and yeah. So I don't usually have an issue, but that's not saying a good Iron Man wouldn't destroy a Bucky. I don't know. And then strategists, I mean, Adam Warlock is free real estate when he uses his ult, and he doesn't make sure everybody stays alive. That's just reloading your ult. It's insane. Loki is giving you more ult charges, which is nice. Rocket, depends. He's actually usually pretty easy. I don't usually have an issue with him. I can usually get him with my ult. Jeff the Land Shark, you know how it is. He's kind of slippery too, but yeah. So the people who are really going to counter Bucky the most are going to be Hela and Hawkeye if they are keeping their distance from you. Otherwise, if you get close enough, they're probably cooked. Kind of just depends how good they are, how good you are. A good Black Panther could always, you need to respect it, but you can win a lot of those too. Magic actually gives me a lot of trouble, a good Magic player, because of all the iframes and the teleporting. You kind of have to predict where she's going to come out of the portal and all that type of stuff. So that can be a problem. Star-Lord dodging a lot of your abilities. Other than that, he's pretty easy to deal with. And then Mantis, Luna ults are devastating against you. Adam Warlock's Soul Bond ability and Cloak and Dagger's bubble healing is basic, and their other ability where they can go untargetable. Those are the main things you really need to worry about. Other than that, Bucky does fine against everybody. And even against those characters, you can do fine. It's just those are the things to look out for. And the only other thing you have to worry about is probably like Namor dodging your ult with his orb ability. But Namor in general isn't too big of an issue when you're playing Bucky other than that. So hope you guys enjoyed this video on Bucky. Again, I plan on doing a video for every character in the game. So subscribe if you guys want to see more videos like that. Drop a like if it helped you out. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.